what happened to the Panchen Lama? Tell me. The Dalai Lama he was endorsed. Where do you think he is? What happened to him?
Now that's a very important issue because in June, the Chinese Panchen Lama, the fake one, met Xi Jinping, Chinese President Xi Jinping, right? And when Xi Jinping also went to Tibet, and there was the Chinese Panchen Lama greeting him. So they are trying to groom him, to increase his profile, so they could play the role when the Dalai Lama passes away. In that gap, the Chinese Panchen Lama could play a role. But he's a fake one. He doesn't have credibility in Tibet, inside Tibet and outside, and especially Buddhists around the world don't follow him, right? Now, in 1990, when late Panchen Lama, 10 Panchen Lama died, in 95, 5 years, the search committee established by the Chinese government, headed by Chadar Rinpoche, all Communist Party members, right? They identified Gendin Chökyi Nyima, a young boy, as the Panchen Lama and sent his name to the Dalai Lama here in Dharamsala. And he also did divination and said, yes, he is the Panchen Lama. And he made the announcement here. Unfortunately for Gendin Chökyi Nyima, for a young boy, he was kidnapped. Now it's been 30 years. He has completely disappeared. And in his place, they appointed Ganzen Nubu, the present fake Panchen Lama, who is a son of Communist Party members, as the Panchen Lama. Now he's taking the place. So this is what has happened, And then, unfortunately, Gendin Chökyi Nyima, real Panchen Lama, has disappeared since then. Now, at that time, it looked as though the Chinese government, from their point of view, they did the right thing. They made one disappear. They appointed a fake one, a puppet one. In retrospect, they made a disastrous move. Because if the Lamas endorse Panchen Lama, Gendin Chökyi Nyima, had the Chinese government agreed with that, they had physical control of Gendin Chökyi Nyima, right, Panchen Lama, and he will be the legitimate Panchen Lama, endorsed by the Lama, means accepted by Tibetans inside Tibet, outside, and Buddhists around the world.
Okay.
Now, the real Panchen Lama could come out and say, I will have a say in the selection of next Dalai Lama because I am also recognized and endorsed by Dalai Lama. So I hereby endorse this Dalai Lama, selected by the Chinese government, right? Now the real one is gone, the fake one is there. Now fake one will have a role to play in selecting a fake one, So they have lost complete credibility.
Okay.
They made a wrong move. So now even though they are trying to push this, but also, in some, it's tragic, because the same 3-year or 4-year-old boy in Tibet will be put through this process. He will say, you are the real Dalai Lama, and everybody knows he will be the fake Dalai Lama. And then inside Tibet will not pay respect and recognize that boy. And then boy is just innocent, And family is also innocent. But the Chinese government, they don't care about religiosity or they don't care about spirituality.
So then why do they do it? If they don't care about religiosity, if they don't care about Buddhism or the institution of the Dalai Lama, then why put up a fake one? Just deny that it exists at all. They can just stop recognizing that entire process, right?
Yeah, it's control. They just want to control. They want to control the office. They don't care about reincarnation, spirituality. They just want to control the office, and then they want to, at the same time, they want to destroy the office, right? For example, even the fake Panchen Lama, he spent all his years in Beijing. He should be spending his time in monastery in Tibet studying, right? When you spend all years in Beijing, you lose your credibility. So they control the office of Panchen Lama, but at the same time, they are trying to, dilute and destroy the value of Panchen Lama's, office.
And they don't even believe in the religion.
No, this religion is poison. This religion has an enemy, yet they want to control it. So that's why I say it's a very dangerous game. If you allow Chinese government to control the office of Dalai Lama, they might control the office of, other Buddhist leaders in Southeast Asia, let's say in Sri Lanka, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand. Who are you to say? If China becomes number one, power in the world, they will not just interfere in your political affairs. They will interfere in economic affairs, as we all know, right? They will interfere in spiritual matters as well. They will say, no, not this Shankaracharya. This Shankaracharya is what I like, They are already doing it with the Vatican, right? They had a deal with Vatican whereby they appoint the bishop and Vatican has endorsed it. And who's to say they will appoint the next, cardinal, and thereby next time they will say, hey, Pope, selection of Pope,
Oh my God.
So this is the Chinese world order we should be, aware of, we should be careful about. So Chinese world order is what we experience Tibetans. So that's what we always say. You think you can have relations, you can have deal with the Chinese, but you have no idea what the Chinese system, the Chinese world order is. They want to control everything. They want to control the selection of Dalai Lama because they want to control, like they're already doing in Xinjiang, they're controlling all the imams, They say, no, you're not the real imam. People accept you. Nope, this is the guy we like, And they control Tibetan lamas. They control priests, and bishops. And soon cardinals in China. Similarly, they will tell all the neighboring countries as well and say, not this, not that. So this is the Chinese world order. And their tentacles are everywhere and they want to control everything. So the selection of Dalai Lama has major geopolitical ramification among all the neighboring countries and around the world.
So do you think the Buddhist countries or the countries where there are large Buddhist populations, they realize this? That the selection of the next Dalai Lama is going to be extremely pertinent for geopolitics, not just for religious affairs.
No, because that's why I visited the Holocaust Museum, right, in Israel and also in Germany. And there's this famous saying by this priest, right? First they came after Jewish, I kept quiet. Then they came after socialists, I kept quiet, and communists and so on and so forth. When they came for me, there was no one to speak for me, right? So everybody thinks they're exception. Okay, let it happen with Tibet. We are exception, and then it happened with Hong Kong. So what? Now it's going to happen with Taiwan, right? And then Nepal says, oh, we are exception. Bhutan says we are exception. Bangladesh, everybody says we are exception. No one is exception. It's the Chinese world order. It's the Chinese system you are dealing with, and all these Buddhist countries, they are not aware. Sooner or later, they will tell Laos and Sri Lanka and others, they say, hey, not this Buddhist leader, right? He spoke against me and he's disinvited. He speaks for me and he's invited, So this is how they will treat and shape the Buddhist world, not just Buddhist world, the matters of faith around the world.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा।
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है।
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब।
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप।
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI. It does not lie.